Hey, welcome to Keep It Classy, where Nottingham's most unwashed man tells you about RPG classes. My bed is not made, I should be working, I don't want to work. Fucking hell. Let's get into the video. Stop the music. Okay, I'm gonna say Square Enix and Square Enix, and you're gonna deal with both pronunciations. Start the music. Final Fantasy has changed. There are many tropes that give Final Fantasy its identity. Summons, Cids, men who are just like unreasonably pretty. Over decades of iterative installments, there are things that have remained even as the years pass. However, the gameplay of Final Fantasy has changed astronomically. This is a far cry from this. This remake plays more like these games than the game it's actually a remake of. Modern Final Fantasy is inching ever closer to the genre of action and ever further away from the genre of strategy. With the latest installment, Final Fantasy XVI, looking more comparable with Kingdom Hearts or Devil May Cry than any other Final Fantasy game released before 2010, you will need to look in different places if you want an experience comparable with some of Final Fantasy's older games. Look no further than the extended Square Enix catalogue of releases. If I may, Square Enix has some of the greatest art direction of any company in existence. The asterisk bearer artwork from the Bravely Default series is some of my favourite character work to date. The HD 2D aesthetic of games like Octopath Traveler and Triangle Strategy will shoot ripples into the gaming industry for years to come. And the character designs in The Voice of Cards? But it's not just on visuals that these spin-offs succeed. Let's talk about the classes. In Bravely Default, fuck the other games. To be clear, Octopath does have classes, but like, less of them? Whatever. Bravely Default and its subsequent games, Bravely Second and Bravely Default 2, are built on classes, and this is made no clearer than in its implementation of asterisks. I'ma be honest, asterisks might be the inciting incident for this whole idea for a video series. Asterisks are the impetus, the fucking catalyst. Across the history of Square Enix titles, crystals are everything. Crystals are as fundamental as light, gravity, and time, and they serve many different functions across most of Square Enix's games. In the Bravely Default series, the asterisks are small gemstones no bigger than your palm, each one marked for a profession. So for example, if you were to obtain the Warrior Asterisk, it opens within you the potential to be a Master Warrior, imbuing its owner with bravery and might. In the latest game, Bravely Default 2, it literally equips you with the tools to do the job. When you take an asterisk from its previous bearer, the clothing literally dematerializes to presumably whatever they were wearing before wielding the asterisk. So you navigate the game, going throughout the world, literally prying these precious objects of power out of the hands of their previous custodians, steadily adding to your arsenal of abilities as the games progress. For example, in the introductory chapter of Bravely Default, you will fight a Master Monk, a Master White Mage, a Master Black Mage, and a Master Knight. This will give you the two most basic magic classes and the two most basic physical classes to start off the games. Now, if I could pull your attention to the title of the video, this is because in the sequel game, Bravely Second, they don't give you the most basic magical and physical classes as an introduction to the game. They instead go sicko mode, and it blows my mind. So quick recap, for every job in the game, there's a master who bears a stone that can make you proficient in that job. Big ups to my favourites, Northern Horoscoff, the Master Astrologian, and NIKOLANIKOV, the Master Bishop, because imagine calling a man NIKOLANIKOV, holy shit. So you start the game Bravely Second, and you are this meek little femboy who can barely hold a sword, and the game decides to throw its first few bosses at you so you can unlock some classes. The second asterisk fight is a double feature. Bella, the Wizard, and Kulhulan, the Charioteer. Remember this? Sorry to say, but we're not actually here to discuss the characters. So you beat the fuck out of Bella. When you get her wizard powers, you use lightning to kill Kulan. Easy shit. We're here to talk about the classes, and to do that, we've got to look at some grids and descriptions. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but bear with me, I promise the shit is really cool. In the Bravely Default series, there is a stat called Weapon Proficiency. It's a modifier on how much damage you will do with a particular weapon that runs from E rank to S rank, with each rank up from E providing you with a 20% bonus to the stats associated with that weapon. So for example, an S rank weapon proficiency with a staff will double the stats you get out of that staff. These weapon proficiencies will be appropriately themed to match the playstyle of the class that you are. Think of a ranger, they will be S-class with bows. A monk will be S-class with staffs and knuckles. A knight will be S-class with swords and shields. The charioteer?
Mid.
C-class in every weapon. This would be a bit of an issue if it wasn't for the charioteer's innate passive ability, Born Warrior. Please excuse me while I just read out the description of the ability. Every time you execute a standard attack,
your proficiency with your currently equipped weapon will increase by 1 rank for the duration of the battle. Arms proficiency cannot be increased beyond S rank.
As the battle progresses and the turn count increases, a charioteer's weapon proficiency will increase. So the battle plan, in order to maximize damage, often requires a charioteer to execute a couple normal attacks before using their stronger techniques, in order to have those stronger attacks modified by a higher weapon proficiency. This part of the charioteer's toolkit is not the craziest thing, but I do feel as though it's very well themed with what the charioteer is. The whole living weapon identity thing is quite fun. However, when they reach job levels 3 and 10, they unlock the goofiest thing in existence. The whole reason I wanted to talk about this class, the whole reason why I wanted to make this entire video, is because of these two stupid abilities. Respectively, at job levels 3 and 10, a charioteer learns how to triple wield and quad wield. So a big part of what Keep It Classy was going to be like, I don't know, like looking at anime and deciding what class Luffy or Goku would be. Stuff like that. Ages ago when I was writing a video like about knights for this, I would have spent a long time discussing Finn the Human and Link of Hyrule, because it's fun to break apart what about their design just evokes a class. Returning to the charioteer, the abilities triple wield and quad wield allow them to get rid of their headpiece armor slot and their chest piece armor slot and replace it with more weapons. So for characters who employ this triple wield ability, I'm going to diagnose Zoro from One Piece and Denji from Chainsaw Man as charioteers. Two bigwigs in the shonen genre who not only dual wield weapons with their hands, but also just stick one on their head, with Zoro's signature 3-sword style and Denji's chainsaws. I'd like to make an honourable mention to General Grievous for quad wielding, but it's not really utilising anything other than extra hands. The Charioteer class serves as a shining example for the design ethos of Bravely Default. The first games ease you in with early classes that are simple and obvious to understand, and then the sequel just goes goofy mode, with early classes having a bit more nuance and flair to them. I fucking love it. The idea of coating your entire body in weapons is just so Final Fantasy II. When I first encountered the quad wield ability, it immediately made me think of the main protagonist from Final Fantasy II, Firion. It's worth noting that I've not played the original Final Fantasy II. I became acquainted with Firion's character through Square Enix's fighting game, the Final Fantasy Dissidia series. Firion was one of my absolute favourites. On the face of it, Firion does not embody the equine design of the charioteers depicted in Bravely Second. However, the place where I feel as though they converge is in this idea of a one-man arsenal, an unabashed celebration of weaponry. Firion's specialty when in the middle of a fight is their ability to switch between just a boatload of armaments on the fly. When charioteers attack, they cycle through all 4 of their equipped weapons. When Firion attacks in the Dissidia games, he'll flick out roped daggers, transition into a spinning axe, and then finish the combo with a longsword slash. If I can indulge in this for a moment, the wiki page states, in quotes, Firion wields a sword, an axe that can be thrown and rebound like a boomerang, a lance, a pair of daggers that can be attached to ropes, a bow, a wand for spellcasting, and a shield that can project an energy barrier. Whether intentional or not, I love the way that we're able to see how old Final Fantasy could inform and inspire the future of Square Enix's projects. Denji, Zoro, Firion, Kulhulan. This has been Keep It Classy Episode 1, The Charioteer. Hey you, it's me, the guy who makes the videos. As per usual, thank you for watching. It's been a long time since I've made a video that isn't just flat out depressing, but hey, I've wanted to make that kind of video for a while, and it's nice to finally fucking get it done. Thank you so much to everyone who watched, and especially to my patrons, who I'm going to read off the screen over there. Thank you to Mophead, Fat Ass Kazama, Netherlinks, Hashtag Timmy, Isaac Glowson, Tyler Smith, Screaming Bean, Yubi, Red Clouds, Lost Nevada, Jarakas, Cameron Lantham, and Quote Cannon. See y'all in the next video!